Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Sub-Zero Exabyte and I am coming right back at you with another video today. And as you might be able to tell, I am literally shook right now. I cannot even explain how scared I got after that jump scare. I mean, usually I am pretty fearless, but that just got the blood pumping, I can tell you that much. Now to calm down, I am going to be doing a cart ride. I mean, what is better than having a little nice train ride on a nice warm sunny day with a nice rainbow actually going on in the back? But that is not all that I am doing. Since I got so scared, I am going to protect myself with some Batman armor, and that will make sure that nothing happens to me while I am on that cart ride. Now this cart ride itself might not be all that scary, but I am still going to be very conscientious with my approach to this cart ride, since I literally just got the jump scare of a lifetime, so I am not taking any chances with this train ride, since even though it is going to be very peaceful, there are a lot of things that can go wrong today. Now you might be like, well, Sub-Zero Exabyte, you are just a little weenie when you are doing that. Well, that might be so, but I am just not going to be taking any chances after what happened to me. And I am pretty sure that you all have seen what happened to me. I mean, I will just put in on the beginning of this video for all of you who have not seen it yet, just so that everyone can go around and see for themselves what horrors awaited me back home last night. But like I just said, usually I am pretty fearless, but after this happened last night, I literally have not closed an eye ever since all of that happened. So forgive me if I end up trailing off of my stories from time to time, because I might be kind of sleepy still, and that pretty much would go to show if I end up crashing the cart that I am supposed to be guiding along the tracks. So that kind of goes on into some traffic safety right here. So this is a quick PSA, which stands for a public service announcement. If you notice that you are sleepy or falling asleep while behind the wheel of a moving vehicle, then park your vehicle on the side of the road, or in a parking lot or a gas station or anything of that kind, so that you can make sure that you do not harm yourself or anyone else while participating in traffic. Now that might not be in effect for every single one of you, because I could place a bet on the fact that most of you all are too young to be driving in the first place. But this is just a quick PSA for you guys. Oh, and by the way, please do not do any of the stupid things that I might be doing in this cart ride, because even in Roblox things can get out of hand pretty fast. So just make sure that whatever you are doing, in real life or in Roblox, that you do not end up harming other people nor yourself in the process of doing something. Now of course you guys are not here to listen to me rant on about traffic safety in Roblox and in real life. So I would suggest that we would all just move on and start doing something that will actually make a change in this life. And even though that might not specifically be doing a cart ride, but at least it is a good start. But if I have got to be fairly honest right now, I think that we are kind of getting the hang of this cart ride thing right here. I mean, we have done like a lot worse in the past with these kind of cart ride videos, so I think that this is something that is going into the right direction for us as a team. And by us as a team, I mean you and I. And by you and I, of course, I mean myself. That is the I part. And of course all of you guys in the audience. Not a physical audience, but just everyone out there that watches my videos on a consistent and daily basis, which I would call the die-hard fan base of Sub-Zero Exabyte, or I would just call them the subs. I mean, come on, that name is just the best thing ever to call my fan base, aka you guys. I mean, let me just recap this very quickly. You have got me, Sub-Zero Exabyte, and then you have got you guys, the viewers, aka the subscribers. So I am sub, and you guys are subscribers. Then we usually call subscribers differently, because we are cool and all street and stuff, and we just call you guys subs. So I am sub, you guys are subs. That is just the best name for a fan base in like ever. I mean, there is nothing better than this. I literally could not come up with something better than subs. I mean, if you guys have more ideas about stuff like that, then feel free to leave your ideas in the comments, because I do actually read the comments. For you who might be asking themselves if I even read the comments, yes people, I do. I know that it might not always look like it, but I just cannot touch up on every comment that is being made on the channel or on the videos, because there are just way too many of you. Now of course that is not really something that I should be nagging about, because that is a good thing. I mean, the more followers that we all have, the better. That is right. So I am just going to be stopping with the complaining, and I am just going to be enjoying all of the stuff that we together, as subs, can go do in life. I mean, there are a lot of things that we could be able to accomplish, and we could be doing very big things. But right now, it is just time for cart rides. Okay, but talking about big things, Have you guys ever heard of the tale of a giant Steve? And I am talking about a giant Steve, and a viewer's discretion is advised because this story/tale is pretty graphic and horrific. So this kind of correlates in with the happenings of this last night, which was just horrible from my perspective. But as you may have noticed that there are a lot of sightings of a giant Steve being done throughout the last couple of years. And you might be thinking that all of those things are just one big complete hoax. Well, I can assure you that they are not. But for starters, I believe that most of you will be familiar with the happening and sightings of the so-called Herobrine in Minecraft. I mean, that is just one nasty individual, and I can tell you honestly that I would have never imagined that something like that could ever be real. But I got amazed and surprised and of course mortified whenever I saw that this was not just a fable or a tale. No, this was the harsh reality of the Minecraft players. They had to deal with his shenanigans, and no one would believe anyone, which of course is just horrible. I mean, the fact that this thing was just roaming around freely in all of the different Minecraft worlds and realms is just horrible. But this is not the worst part of the story, because this is only the first part of the story. You see how I made that rhyme there? I know that I am an amazing rapper, it is pretty crazy. But as I was saying, no one would believe each other when they were talking about these crazy tales, because no one was actually able to get the Herobrine on camera or on video, whatever floats your boat. But all of that changed when one particular YouTube channel was able to catch this monster on camera. The channel is called It's Dylan, and he was the one that made the discovery in the first place. Check out those videos if you want to see the horrors of the Herobrine. But wait a second, what was that? My helmet is blocking the sound of this guy's voice into Steve his mouth. What are you talking about, fellow train man? Oh my god, we are actually heading into the general direction of the giant Steve. I cannot believe that this is happening right now. This is so amazing that we can actually get this on video right now. This is so cool, you guys. Watch out for this because it is going to be really good right now. I cannot believe that we are going to be getting a close-up shot of this magnificent creature. Oh wait, there is a sharp turn. We are going too fast. Oh no, why does this always happen to me? Oh my god, I cannot believe that I have just done that. Why am I even driving? I told you guys that I am way too shook to be operating a vehicle all by myself. I mean, come on. This was just not safe to begin with. And now we are distanced from this beautiful creature again. But we will have to find a way to get to him, because that is the only thing that is on my mind right now. But let me continue my story. So I was talking about the giant Steve, but I was giving some background info on the Herobrine. So this YouTube channel by the name of It's Dylan was the first one out there to capture the horrific events of the Herobrine around a lake. And as suitable as it, the name has now been called the Herobrine Lake. And so is the series that unraveled the events of the Herobrine around that lake. And it was a town that was built around that lake, and it was just a horrible thing to see. It was very scary, and if I were you, I would not be watching it alone or at night, because you will not close an eye after you have seen the events that happened at the Herobrine Lake. Now that was just one of the myths in Minecraft that turned out to be not so much of a myth, because it turned out to actually be true, and not just some tale that a drunk fisherman started telling. So kind of the same goes for the story that goes around the giant Steve. So we all know the story of Steve, or actually, we do not know the story of Steve, since he is such a mysterious character. I mean, we all know Steve, but we still do not really know Steve, if that is something that you can follow. By this I mean that we have been playing as Steve for the better part of a decade, but we still do not know one thing about Steve, except for his looks. That is the only thing that we know about him, and that we are sure of. But we do not know anything about his personality. And I mean, Steve doesn't have much of a personality nor real goal on its own. It never talks. All it really does is actions related to the player's choice. He could be a nice, generous man, or a sadistic, cruel, mass homicidal maniac who has absolutely no morals. He can vary so much that he fits in nearly every category. Because Steve can be an administrator, he could be considered lawful good. That is because he enforces by the rules of Minecraft. Or if he is a troll, he could be the Joker. The possibilities are endless. I mean, just think about this. How hard could it be for him to become a giant? I mean, he is 2 blocks tall, usually, and that is something that I want to touch up on right now. Steve already has some kind of super strength, and by that I mean the following. Steve is capable of carrying over 400,000 tons of materials, and he is able to break solid wood trunks and rocks quite easily with his punches. And, if enough time is taken, Even diamond and Minecraft and obsidian can be broken by Steve's constant assault. He is even able to kill zombies and other beasts only with his hands. His super strength extends to his legs, being able to jump 1 meter high with ease. Then after that he is a combat master. Steve has shown to have great combat proficiency, being able to deal with creatures much more powerful or bigger than him easily. He also shown being able to defend from arrows using a sword, and to shoot arrows very far. He is a master alchemist. Steve is very apt of crafting potions. He can craft healing, fire protecting, speeding and many other types of potions, and that is something that you do not learn in a day. He is a master craftsman. Steve is able to craft many items with very limited tools, even being able to craft pure diamond blades simply by having a crafting table. And he is like the freaking Wolverine when it comes to regenerating his health. I mean, when well fed, Steve can regenerate quickly from wounds otherwise considered deadly, like sword slashes and being shot at the head by arrows, and even explosions. However, it is a slow process, taking many seconds to heal from simple slashes and attacks, and he needs to be well fed. Plus he is a master builder since Steve is able to build alone very complex buildings, such as castles and gigantic skyscrapers, provided he has enough materials. His building speed is very fast, and he can construct a simple house in a matter of minutes. Now his story. And this is something that I only found after years of traveling through dungeons and going in and out of the nether and going to the end and all that kind of stuff. But the story of Steve starts when he loses his parents when his brother Herobrine betrayed him. Steve lives with his pets Kevin, Bob and George until one day he met Alex and Butch the Ether Dragon and they became pals to save the world of Minecraft from Herobrine. Steve, Alex and the pets go to the end to stop Herobrine's evil plan and they battle the enemies. After hours of battle, Steve asked Alex if she wanted to live with him the rest of his life and Alex said yes and they became friends forever. Now this is a big story summed up in a very small section, but this is something real. I mean, this Steve guy has been through a lot and I cannot imagine that someone like him would be able to keep his calm when something like the Herobrine would come show his head again, especially around the Herobrine Lake where he notoriously fought his brother the Herobrine with tooth and nail. But that is not everything, because Steve has now become the monster of his own story. I mean, without his knowledge he is able to grow and completely turn into a well-rounded savage. It is the harsh truth, you guys, but it is nothing but the truth right here. It is just really weird to think about all of this, and I know that it is hard to be confronted with the facts like this. I mean, I never claimed that this was going to be easy. I mean, I would rather have been doing something else right now, but I cannot go home because I really do not feel safe there at all. So there is just no other place for me to go. And then when I decide to go do a cart ride to kind of reflect on everything and gather my thoughts, this happens. I mean, what are the odds that right on the train track there is this monster that we call the Giant Steve? I mean, if the horrors back at home were not enough, then this will definitely get you shook up like I got. I mean, it feels kind of bad to kind of unveil all of these dark secrets about Steve after we have been with him, and actually have been him for all of this time. And then after all of this time we get to see his true colors. Well, to me that is just hard. I mean, I cannot speak for everyone of course, but to me this is just something that will haunt me for a long time to come. So how about we go do some exploring right now to see what kind of awesome slides there still are that we have not even seen. And of course we are going to try them, and I will give you guys a quick review whenever I see fit, because you know, sometimes I think that these places do not get enough recognition for what they do. So now I am here to spread the themed roller coaster park love, and I hope that you guys will come here one day and try it out for yourselves, preferably before Christmas itself though, which is almost a year out again. But you know, it is always Christmas in my heart, so I would just go down to this place whenever I would see fit. Just when that time of the year, it's when the snow starts to melt, that is probably the right time to come back here and commemorate the Christmas times, and just hope that they are going to come back really freaking fast, because I cannot stand too long without a Christmas holiday. That is one reason why I celebrate half Christmas, which falls 6 months before the actual Christmas. So near the end of June there will be a half Christmas party at my house, and I would just go around and wish everyone a nice half Christmas. But I want you to learn something from today. It is never okay to just hang around on train tracks. That can be really freaking dangerous, alright? So please do never do that, because I mean, those little carts right here did not have much effect on the guys that were on the tracks. But a train, I mean people, a train will just wreck you. So please promise me, leave a comment in the comment section where you promise me that you will not be hanging out on the train tracks. Then I will promise that I will never do it again as well. It is just this time for this video. Then I am stopping and never doing it again like it is supposed to. I mean, train tracks are for trains. I would not try to beat the odds right now.